Hey folks, once again it's me, RiggerM71, with another tech review. However, this time we're changing it up a bit from the computer-related devices and delving into one of my other distractions, metal detecting. So, if rooting around in the earth for coins and relics sounds appealing to you, you may want to stick around for the next few minutes. This is my review of the Delta 4000 from Teknetics. I only became interested in metal detecting about 2 years ago, and since then I've only owned one other machine, so it should be noted that I am far from being an expert. However, I do know what works and what doesn't when it comes to electronics, so I think I can give a pretty good impression of the Delta and its features. Speaking of that one other machine, this was my first purchase. It's the Tracker 4 from Bounty Hunter. As far as entry-level detectors go, I have no complaints with the Tracker 4. It's one of the most recommended detectors for people just starting out, and it can be had for under $100 if you look around. However, once you decide the hobby is something you plan to stick with, and your knowledge of detecting increases, you'll quickly discover the limitations associated with the machine. Or at least that was my experience. And so, enter the Delta 4000. The Delta is the second machine in Teknetics' Greek series of detectors, and retails for around $279 with the stock 8-inch coil. You may see another version online featuring the 11-inch Double D coil, as well as a 2-coil package featuring the 8-inch and a 10-inch Double D. Both of those retail for about $379. Mine just came with the stock 8-inch, so I'll mostly be talking about that version. The other machines in the Greek series are the Alpha 2000, which is the entry-level model, the Gamma 6000, and the Omega 8500. There's also an Omega 8000 that Teknetics appears to have stopped producing in favor of the newer 8500. I may consider upgrading to one of these machines at some point, as the coils are interchangeable. So we've seen the Delta and the various machines in the Greek series. Now let's take a look at the display and the various features it offers for locating and identifying targets. The first thing I noticed about the display is how large it is. It's a nice change from the infamous meter on my Tracker 4 that essentially served no purpose at all. The Delta has a wealth of features in comparison. To the left of the screen is the menu. You get 3 modes to choose from, consisting of discrimination, all metal, and pinpoint. Menu options include a sensitivity setting, level of discrimination, and a notch feature that allows you to add or subtract individual target types. You also get an actual volume control, which is something often overlooked on a lot of budget-friendly machines. The Delta has several different tones, so it's nice to be able to adjust them to your preference. To the right of that is a large 2-digit target ID and a depth indicator. Below that is a battery level indicator, which is definitely helpful. Lastly, you get an 8-segment probable target indicator at the bottom of the screen. Accuracy is variable, but between that, the number, and the tone, you can usually get a pretty good idea what your coil is over. The Delta comes stock with a typical round 8-inch concentric coil. Average depth on a coin-sized object is about 8 inches, depending on soil conditions. If you're like me and mostly hunt in parks, you really don't want to be digging much deeper than that anyway. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why the coil is in my hand and not on the end of my machine, it's because I currently have a Nell snake coil on there. There's a variety of aftermarket coils available for the Greek series, including large and small Double Ds. Hehe, Double Ds. Another thing worth a mention is that the standard Delta 4000 package currently comes with a free set of headphones and a pinpointer. The headphones are the full ear cup variety sold by Bounty Hunter and are pretty solid. The pinpointer is the standard pinpointer sold by Bounty Hunter, Fisher, and Teknetics. It isn't the greatest device in the world, but free is free. If you don't have a pinpointer, it is better than nothing. There is one confusing aspect to the Delta 4000, and that's the fact that there are actually 3 different models. The first machine had a 1/8 headphone jack. Later, Teknetics made a slight modification to the control box, and for a while the Delta 4000 had both a 1/8 and a 1/4 inch jack. After a while, they decided they didn't like that, so they took the 1/8 inch jack away, and the current version, the one I have, features just the 1/4. So, yeah. For the most part, new models will have the 1/4 inch. However, if you're buying a used machine, you may want to pay attention to which one you're getting. Either way, headphones can be made to fit with adapters, so I suppose it isn't a big deal, but I thought it was worth mentioning. If there was anything I wish the Delta had that it doesn't, I suppose it would be an option for manual ground balancing. However, I really wouldn't expect a machine in this price range to have that feature, and there are few that do. Aside from that, the Delta 4000 has pretty much everything I want to see on a metal detector, and priced under $300 for the standard package, it's pretty hard to beat. Well, I think that about covers everything I can think of regarding the Delta. As always, if you found any of my ramblings to be helpful, feel free to leave a like or even subscribe to the channel. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you so choose. So, until next time, take care, and of course, have fun.